They might just ban it and ban me. Cool. But I think it's so far just demonetization. Doesn't affect me. That's why I haven't monetized it, guys. Because, you know what? They could have held that over me. You know what they can't? They can't hold shit over me, son. I'm going to be making crazy videos on here until they ban me for making crazy videos and reading gun law. So, subsection 1 of this section 4 does not apply to any government officer, agent, or employee, or member of the armed forces of the United States, peace officer, that is termed as defined in ORS.133.05. If that person is otherwise authorized to acquire, possess assault weapons or large capacity magazines, and does so while within the scope of that person's duties, the manufacturer of assault weapons or capacitor magazines by a firearms manufacturer for the purpose of sale to any branch of the armed forces of the United States or to law enforcement agency in this state for the use by that agency or its employees, provided the manufacturer is properly licensed under federal, state, and local laws, or the sale or transfer of assault weapon or large capacity magazines by a firearms dealer licensed under 118 USC .923 or to any branch of the armed forces of the United States or the law enforcement agencies in the state, blah blah blah. You get where that one's going. Thing is, a long time ago, I was thinking about going into gunsmithing and actually being like, I'll make guns for police. But no. That was just because I was thinking about making guns. And I was like, man, I could, you'd be a living, dog. Stoner making guns for cops. Who would have thought? Well, but, I decided not to do that mostly because I heard there was actually no money in gunsmithing. I was like, alright. And it was just like a mild interest. I was talking to like a couple dudes, and it looked interesting, but also like the people I talk to are like, dude, it's what? There's a reason why I go to garage sales and resell stuff on eBay after becoming a gunsmith. It's not because I'm Rich Holmes. Fair point. Your argument's been made. Any person who prior to the effective date of this law was legally in possession of an assault weapon or large capacity magazine shall within 120 days of the effective date of this 2018 Act, without being subject to prosecution, remove the assault weapon or large capacity magazine from the state, sell the assault weapon or large capacity magazine to a firearm. They're gonna, not offer a buyback program because you're a bunch of fucking assholes. No, this is a straight move on people's weapons. Sell it to the place where they're gonna give you like pennies on the dollar for it. Fuck you guys, fucking assholes. This is terrible. So what they mean is sell your pistols or register them. By assault weapons, they mean any pistol. So ladies, you want to run on a bike path without getting accosted by one of those fucking homeless people that they're not doing anything about? You have to register that pistol you're going to carry so you don't get raped. Oh, sorry. You can't have that here in Oregon to protect you from the people we're not going to do shit about. I get accosted every day. I'm just a male. They can see that I'm carrying a knife, and they don't mess with me. If I was an attractive female and they thought I was disarmed, might be a different story. Hey, guess what? Doesn't hurt me. This isn't hurting me. This is hurting the person trying to defend himself from the person who's 100 yards from my house right now, possibly smoking crack on a public street, and they don't do shit about him. And there's just sexual assault that happens there all the time. But you can't carry a weapon to defend yourself, even though the city just lets them live there. Fuck that. Fuck that. Fuck these people. It's fucking mad, dude. It's fucking ignorant assholes. Or it's just this. No, you don't know anything about what the fuck you're talking about. You're parroting some literal propaganda, but you say it's not propaganda because your ego's so goddamn inflated you can't admit And when you read some bullshit off of your favorite website on the internet instead of reading the actual law, you're reading legitimate propaganda, but you can't admit that shit to yourself. Because you're not honest. Fucking assholes. Sorry, we're going to get back to it. Remove the assault weapon. Surrender the assault weapon or large capacity magazine to a law enforcement agency for destruction. Render the assault weapon permanently inoperable, or if eligible, register the assault weapon or large capacity magazine with department is provided with Section 5 of this 2018 Act. Oh, so we'll get down there in a second because that's down here. Any person who acquires an assault weapon or large capacity magazine for which registration was previously properly obtained under Section 5 of this Act is by inheritance, bequest, or succession, virtue of this person's role or as executor, legal representative in a trust shall, within 120 days after acquiring title without being project subsection 2, do the same shit we read before: surrender, transfer, sell, register, or render is inoperable. God. And they changed it because here surrender is option C. Right here surrender is option A. Could you be any more transparent, you fucking assholes? Making a plan. So you mean surrender when you buy a pistol with any magazine in it? When you just buy a standard Glock? You pricks. When you buy the most commonly used self-defense weapons in America? God. Any person who moves to the state and immediately prior to moving is in lawful possession of an assault weapon or large capacity magazine shall, unless exempt under Section 2-4 of Act 5 within 20 days. Okay. Surrender again because they can't put that as option C. Transfer it again. Render the assault weapon inoperable, or unlawful possession of assault weapon or large capacity magazine is a Class B felony. So if you move to Oregon with a pistol, felony. If you move to Oregon with a pistol with a 10-round mag, felony. Cool. Any person seeking to register an assault weapon or large capacity magazine with the department shall do so as provided in this section within 120 days after the effective date of this 2018 Act. In order to register the assault weapon under this section, the owner of the assault weapon must submit to the department on a form approved by the department the owner's name, address, and the identification number of each assault weapon owned by the owner. Be the lawful owner of the assault weapon prior to the effective date of the 2018 Act, and allow the department to conduct a criminal background check of the person, confirm that person is not prohibited under ORS 166.250. In order to register a large capacity magazine under this subsection, a person must submit to the department on a form approved by the department the owner's name and address and information sufficient to identify a large capacity magazine owned or possessed by the owner. Be the lawful owner of the large capacity magazine prior to the effective date of this 2018 Act, and allow the department to conduct a criminal background check of the person to confirm that the person is not prohibited under ORS 166.250. Do you know how many people I know that have gotten guns from their grandfathers who have died in the last 5 years? Have to register these literal family heirlooms or destroy them or surrender them now? Yeah, that's a thing. Cool. Pricks. You're all assholes. Fuck you. This is some mean-spirited shit. Oh, it's just assault weapons. By assault weapons, you mean pistols. Those dangerous assault pistols. Those dangerous assault pistols? A person seeking to register an assault weapon or large capacity magazine must submit evidence satisfactory to the department to establish that the owner has securely stored in assault weapon or large capacity magazine pursuant to the existing law, and in addition as provided in any rules, regulations, and adopted by the department specifically relating to assault weapons and large capacity magazines. The owner possesses any lawful assault weapons or large capacity magazine only. On property owned or immediately controlled. I don't even remember what the fuck I'm talking about anymore. Person seeking to register, so must submit evidence. Okay, this is evidence. Okay, they have to store it securely. Okay, only lawful. Provide, that's what we've gone over. Property owned, immediately controlled by the registered owner. Owned or another's owner's express permission and a matter of consent with subsection 4-A. I might give my shotgun to my parents when I move out because my mom stays at home alone. Tim, what happens if somebody comes up in your house? We'll have a sword fight, dog. They ain't ready for that shit. I've fought tons of people at night in the darkness with my swords. You know. I don't need no lights. Fuck. There won't be no lights on. What the hell are you talking about? On the premises of a firearms dealer or gunsmith licensed under, USC 18.923 for the purpose of lawful repair. While engaged in the illegal use of assault weapon or large capacity magazine, public or private shooting range, shooting gallery, or other designated area built for the purpose of target shooting. So you can't just go out. Oh yeah, they changed the law so you can't go out and shoot in the forest anymore in Oregon because that's another law they changed recently. You can't go out in the national forest anymore and shoot guns, which is actually what you used to just do all the time. It's what you used to do. You used to know because people used to only go to like a few. We would go to like one or two spots outside of town, and everybody knew. And everybody went there, and that was the only place people went. And like every once in a while, you get some asshole somewhere else, but 99% of the time, it was in the same place all the time. Because you know what? We actually don't want to ruin our shit, and so we go over that hill over there where everybody does it. That'll work out. And that way, we don't ruin the rest of the environment. Believe it or not, half the reason most of us have guns is because we actually like being out in the wilderness and hanging out and seeing what everything looks like. Alright. Longay, we read that part. At the Firearms Competition Expedition Display or Educational Project about firearms, sponsored and conducted by or approved under the auspices of the law enforcement agency or national, state, or recognized entity that fosters proficiency in firearms, promotes firearms education, or while transporting the weapon in a vehicle as permitted by ORS .166.250 to one of the locations authorized under this statute. A registered owner of the assault weapon or large capacity magazine may not sell or transfer the assault weapon or large capacity magazine, by that they mean pistol, except to a firearms dealer or a gunsmith licensed under 18 USC .923 for repair, lawful sale, or transfer for the purpose of disposal in Section 3 of this 2018 Act. A registered owner of an assault weapon or large capacity magazine may not purchase an additional assault weapons or large capacity magazines. Okay, so you can't buy more. So if you have guns, no more guns for you. You have enough. Oregon says you have enough pistols. If you own a pistol, no more pistols. Because this is what the pistols with a capacity to accept detachable magazines over 10 rounds. That's what this law says. It's most pistols. Alright. A registered owner of registered assault weapon or large capacity magazine must report the loss of theft of such weapon or magazine to a appropriate law enforcement agency within 48 hours of the discovery of loss or theft. sort of thing. We got cell phones, man. I don't know why it'd take 48 hours unless your cell phone's dead. But they probably wouldn't sweat you too hard if like cell phone was dead. I was out in the middle of nowhere, couldn't call nobody, couldn't nothing. Upon receipt of a request from a person seeking to register an assault weapon or large capacity magazine, the department shall determine from criminal records and other available information whether the potential registrant is disqualified under ORS .166.250 from possessing the assault weapon or large capacity magazine. 2. The department may adopt a fee schedule for criminal background check is provided in ORS 166.404. So, yeah, you have to go out and pay stuff. You have to go out and pay money. The department shall establish a means of obtaining the information that must be provided by owners of assault weapons and large capacity magazines who qualify for registration under Section 5 of this Act, which information must include the information by Section 5 of this Act, any other information determined by the department to carry out the purpose 5 of this Act. 4. The department shall maintain a registry of the information obtained by it pursuant to Section 5 and 6, Part 3 of this 2018 Act, and it shall adopt rules concerning the administration of the registry, including but not limited to renewal and revocation procedures and storage requirements for assault weapons and large capacity magazines. By that they mean pistols with the ability to accept detachable magazines over 10 round, those pistols. The record of information collected for registration under this section is exempt from disclosure under the Public Records Law in the same manner as such information is maintained under ORS 166.436. Oh, that's actually pretty good. But depends on also what they're hiding. If any provision, I don't like the idea of them giving out people's information. That's fantastic, but they might also use that to not disclose what they did. And while not disclosing who they did it to is very important, also disclosing what they did is similarly very important. Section 7. If any provision of this Act or its application to any person or circumstance is held invalid, the invalidity does not affect other provisions or application of this Act which can be given without invalid provision or application, and to the end of the provisions of this Act are not severable. The people hereby declare that they would have adopted this chapter notwithstanding the unconstitutionality, invalidity, and effectiveness of one of its articles, sections, subsections, or sentences in this clause. So, no, never mind that it goes against the Constitution, and the people that wrote this are actually illiterate, and they can't spell the word "it" in the second sentence they write. That's what they mean. Section 8. This Act shall take the effect on January 1st, 2019. I hope you guys enjoyed this stream. Later.